energy. The second branch of agriculture is livestock production. Livestock is just defined as the livestock are domesticated animals that are reared or brought up in an agricultural setting for the purposes of providing labor, providing meat, providing milk, providing eggs. And that's why livestock production entails a couple of subdivisions. It entails pastoralism, which entails rearing of farm animals like cattle, goats, fish farming or aquaculture, that entails rearing of fish, beekeeping, which is called apiculture, poultry keeping, rapid production, and pig rearing. Now, as we have learned from the previous slide, that livestock farming entails different subdivisions. We have pastoralism, which is also called mammalian livestock farming, that entails rearing of farm animals on pastures. These animals include cattle, goats, pigs, sheep, camels, rabbits. This in nomadic pastoralism, these animals are kept maybe for prestige purposes, because the person who has these things, many of these animals is esteemed in the society. They're used for dowry when a person wants to marry. They're used as a source of food, that's meat. Their hides and skins are important. Some communities use them for building, for like sleeping mats and all those aspects. So they're important animals. They're milked to give these people milk. Another type of livestock farming is fish farming, which is commonly known as aquaculture, and it involves rearing of fish in fish ponds. And traditionally, fish ponds were constructed close to water sources like rivers, swamps, dams. But currently, fish ponds can be indoors, in-house fish ponds, where everything, including the temperature, is controlled. Now, fish can also be reared in water that is made on permanent fish pond structure that is constructed away from a water source. So as days are advancing, technologies are advancing, better ways of rearing fish come about, but all this entail aquaculture, or rearing of these fish in ponds. Livestock production also entail apiculture, which is beekeeping, rearing of bees in bee hives. We have hives like the Kenya top bar hive and the Langstroth and many other types of hives. The bees provide honey, which is a very good source of energy. They provide wax. The bees, when the honey and the wax are sold, they are used as a source of income. The farmer earns income from it that can be used for various farm activities, to buy machinery, to buy various chemicals in the farm. Honey can be used as a source of medicine. Bees are very important in reproduction because they are used in cross pollination, which is a very important aspect of reproduction. Another type of livestock farming is poultry keeping, which involves rearing of birds. And birds are kept for meat, eggs, and high quality manure, because birds don't urinate, so their urea comes out with feces. So that means that their manure is of high nitrogen content. When the meat, the eggs, and the manure are sold, they earn income to the farmer. And we have various classes of birds. We have chicken, which are the most commonly kept birds. That by the chicken are at times mistaken to be the only poultry grown kept in the farm. We have ducks, we have the geese, we have the ostrich, we have the pigeons, we have the turkeys. All these birds kept for meat, eggs, manure, and all these acts as sort of income once they are sold. Beef and dairy production. Beef farming is the rearing of animals for meat, which is the basic product. And once that animal is slaughtered, it provides hides, which are source of leather that is used to make shoes, leather bags, leather jackets. Dairy production is the rearing of animals for milk, which can also be processed in different products like butter, yogurts, which are very good source of protein to people. Now, the hides also, whenever the dairy animals get old and they're slaughtered, they also provide hides. They're used for various purposes. Though the meat from dairy animals is of lower quality, because most of the food taken is converted to milk and not meat. That marks the end of livestock production as the second branch of agriculture. The third branch of agriculture is agriculture economics, which deals with the utilization of scarce resources. Agriculture economics is simply that branch of agriculture that aims at maximizing output while minimizing costs. As a farmer, farm agriculture is an enterprise, and so as you engage in it, you, as much as possible, you try to minimize the cost of production, the cost of buying inputs, the cost of cultivation, the cost you incur in buying livestock. You try to buy those livestock in the least cost possible, those inputs the least cost possible. Throughout the production process, you try to minimize costs as much as possible and maximize output to ensure that you produce as much output as possible so that you can be able to maximize on profits. And we'll do this in high school. You talk about agriculture economics 1 in form 1, agriculture economics 2 in form 3, and agriculture economics 3, 4 and 5 in form 4. And one of the things that you will learn from agriculture economics is how to calculate if the farm is making a profit or loss. That one you will do it in farm accounts, where you will be doing a profit and loss account. So don't worry about the presentation of the profit and loss account here. You will learn and you will appreciate it as you advance in agriculture. The fourth branch of agriculture is agricultural engineering. Agricultural engineering is the branch of agriculture that deals with the use and maintenance of farm tools, equipments and machinery. Some books will say that it deals with the design, the making and maintenance of farm tools, equipments and machinery. And we will deal with this topic especially in form 1 when we talk about farm tools and equipments, in form 4 where we talk about farm machinery, talk about the tractor engine, how it functions, and various elements. Soil science involves the study of the soil and its characteristics. We study about different types of soils: clay soils, loamy soils, sandy soils, the constituents of the soil like the soil water, soil air, soil mineral matter, soil organic matter, soil water. We talk about the composition of nutrients in the soil and various characteristics of various types of soils. That is soil science.